Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Note to Self. Today's episode, Why I Don't Fear AI, and you shouldn't either, especially if you know your gifts, is for anyone out there who's been watching the AI headlines and silently wondering, what does this mean for my future? Because I know that with everything that's been shifting and changing so rapidly in our world, I've received this question from so many people. Zoey, what do you feel as an entrepreneur just knowing how much AI is taking over our world, et cetera, et cetera? I personally love AI, and I'm going to get into why I don't fear it at all. But I want to first acknowledge and validate that if you've been feeling a bit of fear or even panic, wondering if your job is safe, if your skills will be relevant, if the path that you're on will be wiped out by automation, I hear you. It's completely valid. The world is changing so fast, faster than I feel like someone, I'm just speaking of millennial here, living through the internet happening and all of that. I feel like right now there is such an acceleration happening faster than we've ever seen it before. So this is my bold truth. I am not afraid of AI. In fact, I actually feel more grounded, more valuable, and more certain than ever that the work that I do and the gifts that I bring are not only powerful, but becoming even more essential. And I want you to feel that too. So let's get real for a second. According to Goldman Sachs, nearly 300 million jobs could be affected by AI around the world. So that includes everything from legal assistants and paralegals to financial analysts, software developers, and administrative roles. Big companies are downsizing. Tech is evolving faster than governments and school systems can keep up with. And that quote unquote stable job that many people were promised, it's not so stable anymore. We are living through a massive economic shift, and it's happening faster than any of us expected. But here's what I want you to really hear today. The systems may be collapsing, but your soul's work, perhaps that's just getting started. The world is not ending, it's restructuring. And this is your moment to step into something truer for yourself. So let's talk about what AI can't do. AI can write articles. It can summarize a document. It can even mimic a human tone or generate a to-do list or create little mini movies. But here is what it cannot do. It cannot feel. It cannot hold space. It cannot heal. It cannot transmit energy, safety, and love through presence alone. It can give you steps, but it cannot give you that soul, that energy. And that's why I don't fear AI, because I know the true value of my work as a certified professional coach. I've seen what happens when a woman is seen, when she is heard, when she is held for the first time, or when someone dares to dream bigger, or when someone heals a pattern they've carried for decades. That work is monumental. That work is life-changing. And that's not a spreadsheet. That's not an AI-generated script. That's transformation. And transformation can never be automated. I'll give you a metaphor here. Imagine you're drowning. Would you rather someone throw you a textbook on how to swim? Or would you rather they jump in and hold your hand while you find your way to shore? That right there is the difference between AI and real human heart-led work. Essentially, we are all walking each other home. And if you're aligning with your gifts, you're most likely being of service in a way that no AI and evolvement of AI could ever replace. So we are entering a new era. And the currency of this new era is authenticity, creativity, and consciousness. This is not the time to hide. This is not the time to try to fit into systems that are falling apart. This is the time to lean into your gifts, the ones that come naturally to you, the ones you've been perhaps afraid or hesitant to truly claim. Because the truth is, your gifts are your insurance here. Your soul work is future-proof. It's what you came here to do. It's what you came here to walk out. And I know that I'm speaking to the people who need to hear it right now. I know that this shift can feel really scary, but what if it's actually a blessing in disguise? What if perhaps the collapse of the safe path is actually making space for the soul path? What if this is your permission slip to finally go all in on what lights you up? Whether it's coaching, writing, creating, teaching, healing, designing, whatever your genius is, the world needs it now more than ever. And I encourage those of you out there who know that there's a leap that you're being nudged to make through this discomfort, that you start to lean into that more and more, because it's easier to make the leap before, let's say, the actual collapse happens, like the letting go of the job happens, let's say, or you become extremely burnt out by the work that you're presently in. I know because I was there. I definitely quit my job and wish that I had done it sooner, but I did give myself enough space and time to not completely run myself to the ground before that. So how to begin? How to begin to lean in? I'm going to ask you a couple of questions here. What are the gifts that you've been sitting on? What do you know that you're good at? What do people always come to you for? Where are you still hiding behind safety when your soul is ready to lead? So you don't need to have the answers to all those questions right now, but you just have to be willing to explore. The fact that you're listening to this episode, you're willing to explore, you're open to this information, you're open to start sitting with the uncomfortable questions and reality and begin to digest that to allow your truth to emerge more strongly. So when I started this journey, I didn't have a 10-year plan. I've been an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur now for 10 years, a decade. And I couldn't imagine that the journey would look like how it has looked. I simply just had a vision of a more expanded life and a willingness to follow the breadcrumbs. So a lot of that was really leaning into my trust and my faith in the universe, in God, whatever you might want to call it. There was definitely a big leaning into the higher power, the higher intelligence at work here. And years later, I've coached hundreds of people now. I've traveled the world. I've built a business that allows me to serve deeply and live freely. I design my own schedule. I absolutely love what I do. I wake up excited to live each day. And I want you to know that you can too. One, if this episode is stirring something inside of you, if you're feeling the pull to make that change, but you're not exactly sure what that looks like yet, but you're desiring support, I am a certified professional life coach, and there's a link down in the show notes where you can reach out to me and we can create a personalized one-to-one plan for you to start to uncover your unique gifts, align you with a life that feels fulfilling and free to you. Or simply if you're just craving clarity and momentum, I can definitely support you through that through coaching. If you're somebody who already knows that they want that freedom, that flexibility, expansion, is starting to awaken to their gifts, perhaps you're already practicing your gifts, then I would recommend checking out the Digital Nomad Academy, which is presently enrolling. This is my signature program that gives you the roadmap to turn your passions into income, create location freedom, and build a business you love from anywhere in the world. And again, that link will be down in the show notes, or you can send me a message if you're not sure what the next step is for you. I'm happy to support you in finding that alignment. Overall, I want you to know and conclude this episode with knowing that this is your moment. The world is changing and your dream life just became a lot more possible, okay? Even though, again, I want to acknowledge and validate that what's happening with our world rapidly changing and AI moving as quickly as it is, it can feel a bit uncertain, unsettling, and those emotions and what that brings up inside of us can feel deeply uncomfortable. But once you start to process those emotions, you create space. And that's where the clarity comes. That's where the confidence comes. And that's where you're able to connect with your inner knower and know that this is going to do nothing but good things for you, because everything is always happening for us. It is happening in our favor, even though we can't see it yet. Hindsight is 2020. But again, right now it might feel uncomfortable. I want you to know that you're not alone in that, but it's important to be proactive. It's important to recognize that when discomfort is arising, you hold the key, you hold the power in beginning to transform that. So I hope that this episode supported you. For those of you who are already working your soul-led work, your soul-led path, I just want to acknowledge you and just encourage you to keep going. Don't fear. I hope that the way that I'm viewing this supported you in feeling all the more confident in everything that you're doing. And sending you all so much love. You've totally got this. And I'll talk to you again soon.